And it looks like it's going. Howdy. I'm Grey Pilgrim. I've got a rifle here. Oh, here. This is a strange little thing. It's called an R35. Now, what's an R35? R35, oh, come on now, you. This old Outers stand is kind of old and rickety. An R35 is a substitute standard carbine developed by the French just before World War II. They were going to the Moss 36, preparatory to everybody going to the Moss 44. But they ended up, well, they looked over and saw these Germans that looked like they were about to attack, and they decided, wow, we don't have enough of either. We got a whole bunch of these 1886 Labels from World War I laying around. What about we chop them off and make them short carbines, and then we have a substitute standard? So that's what they did. And this was the result. This is a 1939 built R35, and it's just a label that's been cut off. Now, I looked in Ian's book on Chassepot to FAMAS for this rifle to see, because he's always talking about counterfeits of various things, and you know, he is the expert on French stuff. Well, this has got the correct R35 sight on it. It's got the correct markings on it. It's got everything correct on it except one thing. This. The bayonet thing is missing, and this cone-shaped flash hider was added to it and pinned in place, pinned and welded in place, I should say. And I think I know why. I was just measuring it, and if you measure from the barrel here, you know, not the action, but from where the barrel connects to the action to right about yonder, it's only 15 inches. That makes it dead spot on 16 inches. I think this was done to make it compliant with American rules. The R35 was not full length for ATF standards back then. But it's a really nice little rifle. But it is loud. These things are very loud. They're any carbine that's made from a cut-off full battle rifle is usually very loud. I have a cut-down Austrian, what is it, an M95, and I've got several different cut-downs around here, and they're all very loud. But this one, not as loud as my Hakim. The Hakim has a flash hider on it that directs everything out, not down, but everything out up and to the sides. And it gets the gas out of the way, but it also sends the sound out that way. I don't think any Egyptian who ever fought with that thing ever came out of it with all of his hearing. It's, you know, even with earplugs and muffs, you can hear it in your teeth. You can hear it in your bones. It just feels loud. Well, this one's not quite that loud, but it's pretty darn loud, and but it's a sleek little thing, isn't it? It's the only label I've got, but you know, I saw this at a gun show, and I thought, you're coming home with me. And I like this thing. It's just a fun little rifle. You know, it's got all the markings on it. Somebody, I don't think that this was chalk. I think this is some kind of enamel they put on there to highlight all of the serial number and markings on the thing. But they didn't do all the markings. The markings on the side here that show that it's a label, and then it's overstamped as R35. That was never filled in. But this thing works. I mean, I've got very few, but I've got a few 8mm label rounds, and put them through it, and it'll put holes on paper. Not necessarily a minute of accuracy, but it will do holes on paper. And I think it's cool. And I think that, well, I collect all kinds of milsurps, and one thing I've enjoyed even before I saw Ian was French rifles. You know, I know that, and pistols. I know that they're castigated within the collector world, but I like them. I'm sorry, but I really like them. Anyway, that's about all I got to talk about. Happy trails.